Some fishermen are collecting fishing nets. Accidentally took the gold stone. But on the outside, it's just an ordinary rock. So the stone was thrown away by fishermen. Then it is used to fill gaps in the walls. Don't know how many bullets it took. Several years. Until today. There was a girl who was climbing the wall. She stepped on it barefoot to peek at the prince on horseback. She recklessly fell to the ground. The stone and the gold inside were visible. She quickly took it, used a chisel to break the outer shell. But she didn't open it carefully. Suddenly red smoke came out. Forms a large black shadow. The girl fainted on the spot. The shadow used magic to wake the girl. And say, he has no ill intentions. He was a spirit trapped in a pot of gold. It is said, who opened this vase, could ask for 3 wishes. Because it will make the spirit free from the curse. To gain freedom, her first wish was to become a prince's concubine. The spirit suppresses the magic essential oil on the body. Then give it to her to apply to her body. Then went to the prince's side, muttering the girl's name. When the prince met her, it was like being struck by love. The girl also wanted to be a prince's wife. But this made the other parachutists jealous. Because she wanted to get pregnant with the prince's child. She asks the spirit for a second wish. And put the magic pot where no one knows. The king is bewitched by a new queen. He thought that the prince had a plan to commit treason. At the queen's urging, the king secretly transferred the prince to a military camp. Then let it strangle him to kill him. And deal with everyone in the prince's bastard. When the spirit found out, he went looking for the girl. Tell her to immediately look forward to the third thing. So that he can come out of the jar. Have his freedom. But after hearing that the prince was dead, she thought it was a spirit that always lied to her. So, she got angry and ran from the back door. But once she was caught by the guards. Put it in a bag and throw it into the sea. The spirit cannot fulfill her third wish. So turned into a spirit in the palace. Until many years later, one boy comes here, accidentally found. Under this stone is empty. So he was curious to get it out. But couldn't. At this time, his brother also came. 2 brothers joined forces. But it can't be opened yet. He was scolded by his mother. Because he made his brother do dangerous things. The boy got scared and ran. The spirit lost the opportunity to regain its freedom. Not long after, the boy with the sword was crowned king. But because of his aggressiveness, he sent troops to conquer everywhere. During the expedition, he was surrounded by enemy troops. The mother thought that the king had died on the battlefield. So he let his younger brother inherit. In order to keep the heir to the royal family, he locked his son in a room filled with girls. But not long after, the king again led his troops to break through the siege. And return to the palace. Fighting on the battlefield, making him ruthless. He was determined to kill the official who supported his brother right in the hall. But when he opened the room that locked his brother, he found that his brother was surrounded by lust. Act like trash. The king felt no threat. So he didn't kill his brother. Until many years later, a fat woman in the bathroom accidentally slipped, touched the rock. The imprisoned spirit can see the sun again. He hastily told her to make 3 wishes. But she doesn't want to be skinny. She also said that she didn't want to deal with such a cunning thing as spirits. Then she threw the vase into the sea. Don't know how many years later, a girl found a magic vase in the belly of a fish. A new story is about to begin. This is a large fish that lives on the seabed. The woman uses a knife to cut it. Suddenly a vase fell from inside. She wipes the dirt outside the bottle. She originally intended to use it to sell money. Unexpectedly, when the jar was opened, suddenly a black spirit appeared. Now the spirit must fulfill its 3 wishes. But she was in no hurry to make a request. But showed her discoveries to the spirits. Device for viewing images manually. It shocks the spirit. Unexpectedly, he had slept for 300 years. This world, magic has such magic. Then the spirit saw another discovery. All he had to do was press the power button. It immediately accelerated and rotated rapidly, gradually upwards. This is the source of the first theory to be able to fly into the sky. But sadly he only girls. In the past, she could not study well. Otherwise, her achievements could even surpass Einstein's. So her first wish is the desire to learn more knowledge. To open her eyes, the spirit found various kinds of books. There are books on history, philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, Every night she kept the lights on until late to read. Obviously she couldn't read all this knowledge. Spirit has found a way to learn faster. She took the whole book and put it in the liquid. Then use it to compress it into a pot. Only by drinking it, the girl can understand all the knowledge in it. Soon all kinds of jars of knowledge will fill the room. Now, although she didn't study extensively, she understood a lot, but there was still a problem she couldn't solve, such as time, space, and matter. This made her very anxious. So the desire of both is to want to be like a spirit, has the ability to see everything. So all the matter in her eyes could be seen. She finally understood. The energy is invisible, such as electromagnetic fields and microscopic matter. It is also the source of the emergence of spirits. Once science is fully enlightened, then the spirit will no longer exist. So it prevented her from saying her third wish. This made her very angry, blaming the spirit for not letting her see it all. But he couldn't do it. It's better to let a spirit that never appears in her world. Unexpectedly, this sentence became the third wish. The spirit was just collected into a jar, like never appeared in his world, since she had completely forgotten the existence of spirits. In the year 2022, an antique collector finds a vase in the chaos of an antique shop. But the shop owner didn't know where it came from. It can only be seen as a modern technology gift for May. At night, she uses a brush to clean her outer skin. Suddenly there was a mysterious power that came out of the mouth of the bottle, followed by a puff of red and black smoke. This is an ancient magic pot. This woman is rubbing it. Suddenly a mysterious power came out of his mouth, followed by a puff of red and black smoke. Gradually formed an ancient black creature. The woman slipped out. She couldn't believe her eyes. So she closed her eyes and muttered 3 times. Hope is just an illusion. But when she opened her eyes, she still saw the huge black creature in front of her. May tries to use another country's language to communicate with her. As expected, when he used ancient Greek, he heard her words. See it as a gift. The spirit granted her 3 wishes, then rubbed his hands against the bookshelf, and suck knowledge on the computer. Immediately learn modern languages and habits of life. Turns out he was once in the troop next to the Queen of ancient Greece, because he accidentally saw the Queen's secret. So he was locked in a pot of gold by the magician. If he grants the 3 wishes of the one who released him, he just got rid of the spell. May quickly hopes 3 things, so that he could quickly regain his freedom. But May is a person in modern times. She reads many fairy tales, so she knew that every wish he wanted would pay a fair price. She feels very good now. She didn't want to be the target of unnecessary obstacles. So May asked him, what if he had a wish? The spirit tells its story from 3,000 years ago to the present. Suffering in solitude, suffering in defeat. May also sympathized with what she had to go through. Think of the regrets in her life. May said her first wish, be my lover. I hope you can love me in return. The spirit was surprised that she had this thought, but he only hesitated for a moment, finally agreed to May's request. Happy days are not long. Spirits can't stand the hustle and bustle of the city, because his senses are very sensitive, can hear sounds that humans cannot hear. For example, a pause signal will make him uncomfortable, but the spirit is still trying to hold it, finding ways to integrate into human society. Listen to a good melody. Everything seems to be going in a good direction. In the end, what has to come will come. Today, May found that there was powder on spirits everywhere in the house. She put her hand on his shoulder, but found the spirit body slowly disappearing. The spirit didn't want May to see him like this. Pretend it's okay and leave. But May still pays attention to the texture of the spirit body, unable to adapt to the current social environment. So the second wish is the hope that the spirit can return to his own world. Just as she said that, the jar of Say spirit gel broke. Finally, the spirit got the freedom it wanted, but can't help but leave the person he loves. On the last day, May lay in the lap of the spirit, watch his body slowly disappear. This might be the last time they hugged each other. The day after the spirit left, May neatly arranged her things, leaving this painful place alone. She put all her nostalgia in her diary. Write down all the memories of the 2 of them. Today was like every day she walked in the park, seeing a familiar figure nearby. She closed his eyes and muttered 3 times, like the first time they met. When she opened his eyes, The spirit had come before her, or maybe her third wish has been fulfilled. Or God feels sorry for them. But no matter how, their love also has a perfect ending.